This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're here at the Microcap Conference 2017 in New York City. With me right now is Ryan Oviatt from Profire Energy. It's a publicly traded company with the symbol PFIE. Ryan, welcome to SNN Live.
Thank you, Robert.
It's great to have you on. So to get started, for our audience, we'll start off with an overview of the company and then go from there, okay?
Excellent. So Profire Energy is a technology company in the oilfield services industry. We've been in existence for about 15 years. We started in Alberta, Canada, expanded into the US. We started out originally as a services company, but evolved into technology.
So tell us a little bit about the technology.
So traditionally in the oil field, we specialize in the burner area of the oil field. So it's large combustion equipment that needs to be reignited or serviced in the oil field. So we develop technology that'll make that process safer and more efficient for a company.
So what would you say is the company's competitive advantages?
The best thing out there is, we're competing. The traditional equipment is something that was a manual process. So like lighting your barbecue, you take that match and you turn on the gas and hope it combines. Sometimes you get that big boom. Well, just imagine if you were doing that on a scale of, say, 100 times much bigger. That's what it is out there in the oil field, and that's what it traditionally has been. But now we've got a process that makes that easier, safer, removes the human from that quick ignition process, and we like to think that we've saved a lot of lives with this technology.
So where was the impetus for this? Who was the brain behind the science and the technology here?
We were out there doing service work for quite a while, and we had a team that was involved in an explosion on site, unfortunately. Thankfully, the person was injured quite badly, but he lived and survived. And it was from that incident that we decided we had to find a better way to do it. So the company got the best brains together that we could find in R&D and started developing these boxes, this technology.
So what does the landscape look like? Are there other companies out there deploying similar technology?
There are a few. We're the only public company out there, so we're the biggest. We've got about 80% of the market share. There's 3 other companies. They're all private. They're much smaller, and unfortunately, the downturn in the industry has been hard on everybody. It was hard on us, but we managed to cash flow and continue to grow during that time. And our competitors have struggled a lot during that time frame. So they're not quite as big, but there's a couple smaller companies out there.
So what is the size of the addressable market? You said that there's a little bit of an industry downturn, but what does that size look like now?
So the overall market, these products typically go in the upstream area of oil and gas. So the numbers are hard to come by, but there's on average, or our best estimate is there's about 1.7 million wells out there. And not every one of those is going to need a piece of treating equipment that requires heat. But on average, it might be 1 in 4 that need it in a particular basin, or it might be in another basin that 1 well needs 4. So if you just average it out, the market's huge. We've put out about 55,000 systems, and if you think that there could be 1.7 million systems out there, and that's just what's in there today. All new wells need this stuff as well.
So in your addressable market, there could be a lot of safety concerns that do come up. Is there some kind of regulatory component to your business?
There is a little bit. Up in Canada, when we first got started and we were making these systems, the regulatory bodies in Alberta saw what we were doing and loved the safety component. So they started to regulate that all new equipment going out had to have a system like ours on it. Here in the U.S., there's no federal regulations for that. It's really state-driven, like states like Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, North Dakota have done some regulation on it, but they did it right before the oil downturn. And since that time, there's been really a lack of enforcement because of the downturn and its impact on companies. So it's been a little bit of a tailwind, especially up in Canada, but here in the U.S., it's still pretty new and it's still coming. I don't think the regulation's going away, but right now it's not the driving force behind our business.
So what's your background? How did you get into all this?
I'm an accountant. I'm the CFO of the company, so I joined Profire about 2 years ago. Prior to that, I spent 10 years in the mining industry and another 5 years as an auditor with Ernst & Young. So it just kind of came, and it was the right opportunity, but it's been the best move of my career.
So what are some of the growth drivers for the business?
Really, it's a lot about CapEx and the drilling activity out there for the industry, as that's recovered quite significantly in the last year. That's what's driving a lot of the business. So companies, the producers now know about this stuff and they want it. They want to be good environment stewards. They want to be safety conscious. So they want to put it on. And as they continue to have CapEx budgets, that drives a lot of our growth. But we also have 15 engineers on staff that we continue to develop new technologies. So we've got new technology that came out about a year and a half ago, and even some new stuff that we hope to have out in the next year and a half as well.
And where can our audience go and find more information about the company?
You can come find us at www.profireenergy.com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live. And we're here at the Microcap Conference 2017 in New York City. With me again is Ryan Oviatt from Profire Energy, publicly traded company with the symbol PFIE. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Robert.